So I wanted you to see the cards, to understand and to feel the energy that is going on within the message. And I think these two in particular, Freya and the god of the underworld, are really, really pulling on helping to release something that you guys have been caught up in, and it could have been for a very long time, and it's been disabling. Now, for some of you, it could have even involved things like a family curse or I don't want to say that lightly, and I don't want to frighten anyone, but these times that we're going through right now are times of immense change, and the planetary cycles that we're in are allowing this unbelievable deep freedom, this like breaking chains, karmic bonds that may have existed for centuries and centuries, and generations of family lineage within the families that we have chosen to come in with, that we are experiencing our learning lessons and that we are tied to. This is how deep this is feeling when these two came out like this. So they're all different decks of cards. We have got them for the actual reading as well, and I'll put the cards back in. This one is a different deck that we're not necessarily using, but the Wheel of Fortune also implements or tells us about massive, slow evolution change, taking you from something into a more positive light. And these two are releasing something that has held you captive. So there's a feeling of release for many of you that's been a bondage. So let me just read the messages that I received. Okay, so I've written them down. Cancer, something that you may have been hiding from someone or many people is bubbling to the surface. It may not be able to be kept quiet or hidden for much longer. It feels as though it's been on top of you. This could be a dependency that you have experienced. It may be your own dependency or that of someone else. For some of you, someone has had a hold over you, physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. Perhaps you owed them something. Now again, this could be in this timeline or lifetime or other timelines and lifetimes, okay? So it's really deep. It's just incredibly deep. So someone may have had a hold over you. Perhaps you owed them something and they have held you to ransom over something. Well, it's about to shift. For some of you, this is dark stuff. Some of you, it may even involve illegal issues and some sort of scary feelings or situations. Moon cycles play a role, so moods, feelings, and hormones may also be altering for some of you, and this may be a freeing up of where you have been previously. For a lot of you, you have wanted this change for a long, long time. It feels as though much movement and stirring deep is going to shift around. You are being mentally and emotionally released from something. Now, the other thing to understand when you get messages that are this deep, intense, and karmic, some of you may not even know it's occurring. You may not understand what it is. There could be a background tension that's going through your life. There could be weird situations or feelings or thoughts or interactions, and for some of you, you may not even particularly feel it, but something somewhere will lighten, and it may not happen immediately, especially when this card is in the play. It could take quite a while, it could take a long time, but the wheel is turning and this is diminishing. And it is moving into the background and you are getting some sort of freedom coming in. So let's put these cards back into these representative decks. I'll just shuffle them a little bit now. I wasn't going to start with that deck, but let's just see. Wow, exactly. Angel of clearing. They are clearing something out for you. Something is being moved. It's being freed up, you're getting light coming in. Your time of waiting and confusion will soon be over. So again, individually, I'm not addressing necessarily any of you individually, so I don't know what the exact message is or where the energy is headed. Gaia, Earth connection, be mindful of the planet, come back to Earth and stay grounded. So staying grounded is a very important call at the moment. Those types of energies that were around and the feelings and messages from them are very ungrounding. So being grounded will give you strength of some sort. So really not odd, but interesting way to start your reading, and very powerful. And I'm sure for a lot of you, you will understand what that message was all about, one way or another. And for others, you'll probably go, I don't know, maybe not. It doesn't matter. Really, something somewhere in a lifetime or a lifeline or a timeline is being altered. Great card. Material and spiritual prosperity. Boom. This is the cycle of life. This is the give and take. So when this card comes out, it means that the cycle of evolution is in the process of occurring. And that's what we've just been talking about, that the movement was happening, that the debt was being paid back, that you were being freed up from something. And this card really embellishes that. But if we move into just a more classic meaning of the card, it's a wonderful card. Some of you could be receiving something, money, oftentimes when this card comes out, good health, better health, being freed up from something, being given something, so being able to receive again. This could be receiving love, happiness, money, finances, job opportunities. For others of you, you could be giving people something. You may be in the cycle of giving out and being able to freely and happily give out. Ooh, that one fell on the couple on the ground here. Oops, that's my... Oh, wow, there's a lot in here about money as well. So we've got 4, 6, 8. Firm foundation, positive movement forward, material and spiritual prosperity. This is all around finances. So for a lot of you, career or your money or how you earn your money or spend it could be on your mind in this month of April. And so money or finances or something around that could also be tied up to those messages that came in the first instance. So do you get something back that was rightfully yours, or do you receive something that had been kept from you, or had you been sharing it with someone and you finally get it back? There's something here about movement, moving forward, change, opportunity. The cycle of something has turned the tide. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say, if you want to leave personal comments about where this is all tying in for you. But for some of you, it's finances, money, career. It could be family money, inheritances. It could be money that you've owed to people. And I remember I said some of you have owed something, or you've been held accountable, or you've been held to ransom. So all of these are positive. Now this one down here, firm foundation, I often think of the base chakra needing to be opened up a little bit in this area, and when that does, then you will receive more flow and abundance and prosperity as well. So this can be about worrying about your finances and feeling as though you haven't got enough, or there's something you feel there's either not the right amount around you, or you're missing some, or you think someone's going to take it. So opening this chakra area up and bringing balance in here will be very beneficial in that area of your life, as well as your home, your family, your health, and being grounded. Oh, wow, that's amazing, because all of these are about being grounded. They're all the base chakra, and that's grounding. And that's, of course, what this message was. Come back to earth and stay grounded. nice connection going on. I'm hoping that the messages are really helpful for some of you who have needed to hear something like this, or wondered when the light would come after the dark night of the soul type thing. There is still a waiting time, or it's going to take a while. I also look at this card as seeing timelines, different dimensions, different lifetimes. That's kind of what all this is like traveling through a portal. So definitely this affects some of you in a very vast, expansive way, through a karmic journey, through a life journey, through the evolution of your soul to the point you are now. And it can often be associated with the family tree. And so this does associate, or is working with a lot of you in terms of the family. It's also about balance. We've seen a little bit of that in terms of this is a balanced card. It's a little bit like this to look at in many ways. It's about bringing equilibrium and balance into situations. It can also be a timing card. There are more of them have gone on the ground again. So let's see what they are, if I don't knock the camera over. The moon. I've said to you, the moon cycle plays a really big part. And there was something about the shadow self and the shadow things and the hidden agenda, and something that had been kept quiet that you'd wanted to or needed to, or you were doing it on behalf of someone else, or someone had held you to ransom. It might even be yourself, honoring the true self, the whole self, coming to terms with who you are or what you're doing. It also affects emotions, the mood, hormones in particular. Some of you might be going through a very trying period physically with your bodies and trying to figure out what's going on with your bodies at the moment. But there's light coming, there's change coming, there's balance coming. So 2 twos, it's all about balance, movement, choices, decisions. We're repeating messages over and over in this reading. I think this is incredibly important and powerful stuff for you guys to take on board. And we're in this timeline right now where we can feel this extraneous push or pull on us, and a lot of people can feel it and they don't quite know what it is or where it's coming from. And another 6, moving on. This is bringing balance again. This is coming from out of the dark and into the light. So there's definitely been something that's been kept in the dark, or you've been kept in the dark, or you've been hiding something, or you've been too afraid to face it, or you've been told not to share it, or you've been told to keep it quiet. This is the card of freeing that up, of being able to move back into the light, of feeling freedom. Actually, there's a feeling of you need freedom, or you want freedom, or you need to move from something, and this is moving on. This can be a literal trip, a boat trip for some of you, and it can also mean moving house and moving to a different area. It can also mean moving jobs. There's a couple of indicators in here that some of you may be thinking of new careers, applying for jobs and getting interviews, and even being offered new jobs. What else have we got for? So 2 6s, 2 2s, and with the 4s and the 8s, they all kind of melding together. Boom. Nice. The Magician, magic and awareness. And even this card, it's dark. It's like he's in the dark, but there's light coming. There's change. There's ignition. There's amplification. There's propensity for magic energy. And the best word I can describe it is alchemy. When he turns up, you have the ability to create alchemy in your life and change a situation, but you have to put the work in, you have to do the groundwork, and you have to do it yourself. It doesn't happen. Wow. Boy, this Destiny card has actually come out a lot for people. Boom, twice. That's really, really powerful. It's important. And you've got 3 ones here, if you like, 1, 1, 1. So there's some angelic energy behind it. There's some celestial, cosmic force. And we know that when the Destiny card comes in, when the Wheel of Fortune, because this is the same card, it's one and the same. So to get those big engines ticking, to get these type of cards, and to get the message you did in the beginning, you guys are on some sort of major overhaul, a major destiny change, a major road intersection, and it can be any area of your lives, but certainly for some of you, finances seem to be playing a role, jobs or careers, the give and take, the cycle of life, grounding yourself. Yeah, so it's a fascinating reading, I really have to say. When I felt the intensity when Freya and the god of the underworld came out, it just went like really powerful in here. And I thought, yeah, I've got to do the reading for you in this slightly unusual fashion. So what else for Cancer? And of course, you guys have this deep kind of, you know, powerful energy or synergy going on. Angel of Joyfulness, something wondrous and magical, boom, is about to happen. Well, this card says awareness, but that's the Magician, and that's magical, and it's what we've just been talking about. And as I said, your reading is going round and round in circles. It's so strongly pointing you the information. It's duplicating it. And nearly every time I pick a card up and say something. So yeah, you are being freed up. Lord Shiva, transcendence. Rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given, dance with the universe. This is freedom. Freedom from like the shackles, freedom from some bondage. Awareness, awakening. The moon on the top of Lord Shiva's head. Some of you may experience really interesting stuff, and in this month of April as well. I've been saying this to quite a few different signs, so check your moon and rising sign as well. But some of you are going to feel as though there's some energy fields around you. Some of you might actually feel a bit of dark energy creeping in, and if you do, call on protective agents like your angelic helpers. Joan of Arc, voice of truth. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution and speak your truth. And of course, she suffered the persecution over the ages, and how old is that? She's gone back through many, many generations, many timelines. And this is what I'm saying to you. It's so deeply aged or something, this reading, and it's relating to many lives back for some of you who have had issue after issue after issue. And this can be personal, relationship, health, finances, mental health in particular. It could have been oppression, or being oppressed by others, or being dominated by something, or being held in fear, or subjugated, or your own problems, you know, like, as I said, dependencies or codependent relationships or something along those lines as well. One more. But she's definitely taking us way, way back in the timeline. So that's what's making sense about what I talked about earlier. One more for Cancer. What else is there for them? Last card. Mercury, open communication. Get a weight off your chest. Speak up with love and be heard. Yeah, and you're being given this opportunity. So don't be afraid. Take Mercury's strength with you and his speed and obviously communication. Watch for when Mercury is in retrograde. There may actually be positive energy for you guys when Mercury is even in retrograde. He's definitely got the staff of health as well. So some of you, this is a health-related issue, whether it's your own or someone you're dealing with is a possibility as well. Well, all I can say is, Cancer, that has been a really fascinating reading to do. It's been very in-depth. I trust that you have all gained the insight from it and that you understand the messages at your own personal level. Please leave your comments if you feel, that you want to. It is really interesting to read and hear your stories about what you might be able to reference all these messages to, and have a very powerful, strong month ahead of change and being able to become the voice of truth for yourself and go through the transcendence. And you do that through communication.